The reason most people and myself back in 2022 will fail to change their identity in 2026 is not because of a lack of resource, it's not because of a lack of talent. It's mainly because you're addicted to these highs of new ideas and can't handle the silence of a boring routine. When I was in the best progression of my life, which I'm currently in, my everyday is just constant, 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 always doing the same stuff, always doing the same stuff. It might be a little bit different, with the amount of tasks that I'm doing, but my routine is the same stuff. I wake up, I brush my teeth, I make my bed, take my creatine, I journal, and then I get straight to my work every single day. And it gets fucking boring. It gets to a point where I don't want to do this every single day. I want to change it up. But the difference between a successful man and an unsuccessful man is the ability to undergo hard tasks consistently without fail. And that's the secret that a lot of men miss. Everyone wants this flashy result of some pro level physique or a high commission sales month, but nobody wants the identical chicken and rice meal, the identical morning routine meal. No one wants the identical 50 cold calls that they have to take every day. It takes a consistency to reach those goals though. Like if you want that flashy physique, if you want that high commission sales month, you're gonna have to undergo a long season of performance, which is gonna be taking calls that you don't want to. It's gonna be doing a routine that you don't want to. It's gonna be eating a meal every single day that maybe you don't feel like eating. Maybe you want to change up the meal. Maybe you just want to eat sweets. Maybe you just want to eat a bunch of carbs. But the thing is, if you want to reach the goals that you set out for yourself, it's not going to be given to you if you keep doing these mediocre tasks, if you keep doing the same boring shit that doesn't move the needle every day. You have to realize that you need to find a consistent schedule. You need to find a consistent system. You need to find a consistent routine that reaps high ROI outputs in life. You got to figure out what's going to move the biggest lever in life. What's going to provide you the highest ROI in a needle mover? Is it going to be, playing video games for 2 hours, or is it going to be reading for 30 minutes? I mean, of course, playing video games for 2 hours is super fun, but the benefits that you're going to get from reading for only 30 minutes outweighs the video games 100 times, 1,000 times, an infinite amount of times. Because when you're reading, you're undergoing hard stuff, which means you're going to be building the mid-cingulate anterior cortex of your brain, which if you don't know, it's when you start to do hard shit and you start to build that part of your brain that's uncomfortable. And that's essentially what creates the difference between a successful man and a man that's unsuccessful. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly why your obsession with excitement is your biggest liability, and how I use a performance of season or how I use a performance season of total monotony, which is essentially just tedious repetition of a task over and over, to achieve more than I would in 30 days than I would in 6 months a year ago. Because like right now, I'm able to do so much within a 30-day period because of the systems that I set up, because of the mentorship that I set up, because of the dashboard that I've all laid out. It makes it so much easier to achieve the goals that I set out for myself because I have everything at hand. I have everything that I need to in the palm of my hand, and all it takes is action. All it takes is consistency. All it takes is undergoing hard work and being uncomfortable to reach the goals that I want. So I want to bring that over to you guys. If you're new here, if you're consistent with this channel, it doesn't matter. I want to relay some type of information to where throughout this 10 minutes, you find some type of value. And I can guarantee you that you will if you stick around. So we have been conditioned by social media and vices to believe that if a process isn't exciting, it isn't working. But in reality, progress is almost hidden in the things that you're tired of doing. So you have two types of tasks. You have one where it's like take out the groceries, track your finances, clean up the house, doing these meticulous tasks. And then you have recording a YouTube video. You have creating a social media account. You have reading for 30 minutes. Of course, each task will take up time. And maybe one of the tasks is watching TikToks. One of the tasks is reading a podcast. There's things that are going to take you time, but the goal is to figure out what's going to provide you the highest ROI in life. What's going to provide you the most amount of feedback to where you can learn and you can increase your feedback learning loop to the point where every single 30 days, every single 6 months, you're someone completely different because you've encapsulated this knowledge into your brain and you're able to learn so much more at a higher level. There's a difference between the amateur and the pro bodybuilding mindset, if you want to think about it in that term. The amateur thinks of the result the entire time. The pro thinks of the inputs that they do on a day-to-day basis that reaches the goals of their desire. The amateur stays an amateur until he realizes that he needs to focus on eating chicken and rice every day, eating eggs every morning, having a steak at night, making sure that you're having a consistent workout routine with a consistent recovery routine to make sure that your muscles are growing in the off season. And that's the difference between someone that's pro and someone that's amateur. And you can even take that for sales. An amateur salesperson is going to be thinking of the commission check the entire time, when the pro salesperson is going to be thinking of the 50 dials that he has to do each and every day that are identical, but build the steps to reach the goals that he wants. The amateur changes their split every week, looking for a spark or a specific routine that works. The pro will do the same 4 workout days for years to come to see the definite results. Success in sales, it's just a math problem of volume. If you're bored of the phone, I can guarantee you, you're bored of the process that pays you. If you get bored of the process of bodybuilding, bored of the process of finding a new identity, bored of the process of lifting, of making money, I guarantee you, you're not going to be reaching the goals that you set out for. You're not going to be making a lot of money. You're not going to be making a lot of progress because you're tired of the process rather than making sure that the process is the journey. You know, what I realize is, like, of course I'm going to get the results. Of course I'm going to reach these things in life. But the whole point is the process. The process is what you endure. The process is what you enjoy. Every billionaire, every person that's reached the goals that they say that they wish they would have enjoyed the process way more, because that's where the fun is. That's where the hard identity swap is. And that's where the life-changing moment happens that you really need to enjoy. And so pros, they realize this early on. They realize that I need to enjoy the process, I need to enjoy the daily inputs, and realize that those are the needle movers that are going to push me to the goal. So the secret to success, it's a boring mindset. It might be boring to some people, but to other people, it's like, okay, I'm going to do this stuff every single day, and I'm going to reach my goals. I'm going to wake up at this time. I'm going to eat this breakfast every morning. I'm going to make sure I get 4 to 8 hours of work on my business, at least learn some type of new skills to better myself. And over 6 months, over a year, they're going to be someone completely different. And that's who I am. I'm someone that started off not making social media content, drinking every weekend, playing video games, not having any goals in life. And if I did have goals, I wasn't reaching them. And it all changed once I realized that the origin of success is undergoing boring stuff consistently, even when you don't enjoy it. So in a previous video, I talked about the process and the results of tracking every minute for 30 days. It was then I realized that my most productive days were actually ones that I hated the most, because there was zero uniqueness. There was just executions. The one that I reached the most results were the days that I didn't have to think of exactly what to do. I just had to execute. Maybe I had to record a video. Maybe I had to onboard 2 clients. Maybe I had to make 50 calls that day. Maybe I had to make 100 calls that day. Maybe I had to do 3 onboarding processes. Maybe I had to eat my highest amount of meals so that way my workout's amazing. It's the days where I realized I just had to execute, just had to give my input instead of thinking of my goals, that I reached the most success. When I do goal planning, I don't even reach that much success. I'm really just putting a thought into my brain of where I should be working towards. But just thinking about your goals doesn't give it much action. It's like when you tell someone your goals and you realize that me telling this person my goals, it's going to release enough dopamine to the point where maybe I don't even want to do it no more. So like right now, I don't tell anyone my goals. I keep my goals to myself because that's something that I'm working towards. And maybe I'll tell them my daily inputs. I'll tell them what I do on a day-to-day basis, because that's what motivates me. Doing the same shit every single day when it's hard. And I guarantee you there's going to be people in your life that are not okay with that. They need to mix it up. They need to change it up. They need to consistently find new excitement. They need to consistently switch jobs. They need to consistently get off a workout and then get back on. But the people that are consistent doing the same hard shit every single day are the people that upgrade their lifestyle. So partying and gaming are just ways we're trying to escape boredom that success requires. Success requires boredom. You have to be bored out of your mind to reach the money that you want, to reach the physique that you want, to reach the level that you desire. But what does partying do? What does video games do? It gives you these dopamines, these fake dopamines, to the point where you want to keep going back. You want to keep partying. You want to keep playing video games. You want to keep doing these meticulous tasks that don't move any needles in your life. And that's the whole point of this video, trying to get you to stop and stay away from that. As if I'm talking to my younger self. Dude, you need to get out of that. Stop going out on weekends. Stop being available for everyone. Stop playing video games. Literally take that console, put it up on eBay and sell it. Like, get rid of the distractions in your life and it will become someone completely different. I haven't played video games in over a year and a half. And that's where I saw the most identity swap in me. The people that I used to play video games with, they don't even recognize me. And that's not even any like lying or anything. They don't recognize me because I'm a completely different person. And anyone can do that. I'm just some average guy that decided to wake up one day and realize what his worth was. You aren't relaxing, you're just procrastinating on the work that feels like a grind to you. Instead of making work feel like a grind, make it part of your daily routine. Make it feel like this is what I need to do, and if I want to reach these goals, I have to do these daily inputs every day. Otherwise, I'm not going to reach the goals that I set out for myself. And if you do that, I guarantee you are going to find success in yourself. The secret to an elite 2026 identity is becoming a person who finds peace in repetitive basics, rather than someone who constantly needs a new project to feel motivated. Just like I previously said, if you need a new project to feel motivated, a new workout routine, a new meal plan, a new environment, a new friend group every week, a new party every week, a new video game every week, you're not going to be someone that's going to be successful. But if you could undergo a task for 6 months or 12 months, where do you think you're going to be? There's two people in life. Let's say this. One person does 10 different things for a year. And he's good, he's decent at those 10 things. But then on the other hand, there's one person that did one thing for over that whole entire year. Who do you think is going to become more skilled? Is it the person that did 10 different things and got mediocre at all of them? Or the person that locked in on one thing and got advanced in that to the point where his repetition, his goals, his progress outshines the person that keeps swapping things and trying to learn new things? It's just math. It's strictly just math. So what I think in my life is that 90% of your day should be automated and repetitive. This is essentially what I consider the macros of your life. Just like in my 90-10 nutrition life, where 90% of the time I'm eating whole foods, I'm eating macros that push myself, I'm eating the same shit every day, eggs in the morning, chicken and rice at lunch, steak and potatoes at dinner. And then 10% is where you allow for the creativity, you allow for the change. But it's not no 50-50, it's not no 10-90, it's 90-10. 90% repetitive, doing the same stuff that push the needle every single day. 10% having fun, being creative, allowing for some type of room to change. And if you need a change, start changing small stuff. Maybe in the routine, I want to try something new. Okay, change one thing out of your routine, swap it out, see what different, see how you can benefit. But then track, figure out how that benefits your life and how it can benefit other people as well. Because it's not just yourself. I mean, like, of course, the goal of success is being a little bit selfish, but you have to think of everyone around you. Do you want your kids to be looking at you like, dude, this dude wasted years of his life playing video games? What is he doing? You don't want your kid to have that wake-up call before you, because that'd be the most embarrassing thing. You don't want your brother to have the wake-up call before you, because that would be embarrassing. You don't want anyone to have the wake-up call other than yourself. So wake up today. Learn and realize that today is the day that you could change and you could become this new person if you decide to be a little bit more boring, as weird as it sounds. So right now, if you're listening, I want you to pick the most boring task in your business and your fitness and commit to doing that exact same thing at the exact same time every day for the next 30 days without failure. If you can do that, then I can guarantee you that you're going to be able to become a new person, new identity, the person that you want to be, and you'll be able to reach the goals that you set out for yourself. But if you're not able to do that for just a 30-day period, you're not going to become the man that you want. You're not going to become this person that you desire. If I didn't quit gaming, if I didn't quit partying, if I didn't quit all these vices that distracted my life for at least 30 days, I knew that I wasn't going to be the man that I set out for. So that's why I tracked my time for 30 days to figure out where my time is leaking and how I can better use my time to become the person that I want to. And of course, we're in a performance season. We're in the season where we want to grow. I'm not going to be 40 or 50 doing this every single day, because I'm going to be at a point where I can take a step off the gas and slow down. But while I'm in my 20s, while I got the energy, while I got the time, I might as well be the most effective person that I can be. That way I can track the highest ROI people in my life, to the people that are always looking to do better for themselves, always pushing each other, and always looking for the next goal and trying to reach that for themselves. So what I will say as like a lasting message, because I'm not going to keep you guys here too long, is if you can outlast the boredom, you can out-earn the competition. Success shouldn't be a mountain peak, but instead it's a treadmill that you never get off of. If you want to move faster and build this boring but lethal discipline with me in my one-on-one, you can click the link in the description to book a call with me. But as a reminder, I only take about 5 clients per month. So if you want to join, I try to keep my time available for the people that do join. But I don't even want that to be the last message. The last message I want you to do is find something in your life that is hard, difficult, that you can be consistent with for 30 days. And do that at the exact same time for 30 days. Could be run a mile. Could be eating the exact meals for the exact day. Could be hitting a specific workout routine every day of the week. And I don't recommend working out every day of the week, but I mean, you could do 4 days of lifting, 3 days of cardio. You know, you can mix it up to the point where over that 30 days, you can do something hard. And if you can stick to it for 30 days, I can guarantee you're going to become someone that is respected. You're going to become someone that you look up to, and you're going to become someone that your kids look up to too. There's just a little bit of advice from someone that's been in the mud for years to come. Since I was like 20 to 22, I was strictly in the mud, didn't know what to do. But I changed my life. I woke up one day. So you can either wake up in 10 years, you can wake up in 5 years, or you can wake up now. So if you need anything, my name is Jonathan. DMs are open. Click the link. But if you can, leave some type of comment to show that you found some value in this video. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you boys in the next one.